Welcome to the Week 6 RGVSports.com football chat. I'm Brian Sandalo, and I'm joined by mostly the usual cast here. It's our District 35A writer, Todd Orodanker, our 32 4A writer, Dennis Silva, and we have a new fresh face for us tonight. It is David Hinojosa, our 31 5A reporter. Dave, nice to have you, and we'll throw you right in there in the deep end. We're going to talk about the playoff outlook in all the districts in the Valley, and Dave, try to make a little bit of sense for us of 31 5A if possible.
Well, I know PSJ is out.
Okay, all right.
And that's about it. Everyone else is in the chase. Even PSJ Memorial 1-3, they probably need to win out, but everyone else is in there. If you look at the standings, Wesco's ahead at 3-0. You got a couple teams. You got three teams at 2-1: Mackay, Wesco East, and Memorial. Then you got three more at 2-2: Rowe, San Benito, PSJ North. With still half the season to go, that's way too early to even start speculating and all that.
Do you have all the tiebreaker formulas and everything ready to go? Do you know?
I think that PSJ is out.
Okay,
so, that's about all I know right now. Way too early to tell, and I don't even know who's a front runner, to be honest with you, because it's just been that crazy this year.
I mean, we expected it to be tight, but this tight, I mean, you don't know who's going to be anybody any week.
Yeah, there's just been some results that didn't make any sense. Like, for instance, a couple weeks ago, Mackay losing to East. Not only did they lose, they lost them 35-7, which makes no sense to me because Mackay had been undefeated at that point. Just a stunning loss in my book, and it just tells me that East might have something, but they're going to definitely get challenged this week, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little later.
We may or may not. And I'm just, very quickly on that PSG Memorial. We were all very high in them in this office. I think everyone across the Valley. Okay, Todd.
The bomb going down. What happened to them?
I do not know. The one thing that PSG Memorial, and this is what confuses me about them, is that last year they got off to a bad start in district. And they fought and clawed their way back into it. They had a rash of injuries. They had a lot of kids that were young and got some playing time, and they made it as a third place seed from that district. They have a lot of those kids back. It's not like this is a new team. It's not a rebuilding year. I had them winning district, but if you want to talk about a team that has lived up to expectations, and they have probably, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the Valley in Jaime Borrego. They just haven't really. It's just been kind of a head scratcher why they haven't done as well as they have.
Maybe it's just a tough district. Maybe
it's a tough district, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
But they don't respond very well when they get into adverse situations, which is what they did last year. That was their hallmark last year, and they're not doing it.
Got to be frustrating the heck out of Gus Cavazos right now.
And it is, and you can know his interviews with me after the game get a little shorter and shorter, but they're not curt. They're just what is he going to say?
What's he going to say? Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, the 35A kind of has a pretty clear hierarchy. You've got Sharyland and Donna on top.
Yep.
Edinburgh North is a comfortable third. I think Economies will end up a solid fourth. Am I about right on that there, Mr. Orodanker?
You're getting there. That's about right. And Economies and Wars Lincoln have the safe number 2 game next week behind Sharyland and Donna.
Okay.
Sharyland and Donna is the Valley game of the year, probably. The regular season game of the year. That's next week where they'll play for the district title and number 1 and all that fun stuff. And in a smaller bit of news, that Economies and Wars Lincoln will be playing, and the winner of that game will have a significant chance to get the 4th spot. But as you have a game tomorrow between Edinburgh North and La Jolla Palmview. If Edinburgh North wins that, they are in prime position to clinch a playoff berth.
Right.
At 4-1, they would have tiebreakers over Economies, Wars Lincoln, and Palmview, and Edinburgh High. They would basically need a lot of things to go wrong. Lose out.
So your district seems like it's kind of settling.
Sharyland, Donna, Edinburgh North are in. We can almost safely say that. And then that last spot, we'll see after that Economies Wars Lincoln team. But
I'm going to go with Economies.
Economies looks like the much better team there. But the Huskies coming up from 5A, they do have 3 wins on the year. That's very impressive. So you don't want to count out those guys.
Good job by Tommy Garcia.
Absolutely, there, a lot of people would have figured, myself included, they'd be about 1-5 right now. But they're 3-3, 2-2. That's very good for them.
Yeah. Now, 32 4A, Dennis. We'll leave the Ed Couch situation. We'll let that sit for a day. We don't really need to discuss it yet. But looking at this race, what do you got? I mean, I don't know. I picked Mercedes to win that district.
Yeah.
Mission looking pretty strong. What's going on here? Just make sense of it.
I think we'll know more about after this week. We have a number 5 Mission going at Roma. It's still, I mean, they're 4-1. They're kind of a surprise. We're going to learn a lot about them. And you have Mission Vets and Couch. I think we'll kind of see more or less and clear some of this because, I mean, it's only been 2 district games. A lot of teams are still in it with 5 remaining. Mission's going to be there. Mercedes is going to be there. And I think from there, it's pretty much up for grabs. Roma, Mission Vets, depending what happens with Ed Couch. I mean, Rio Grande City can get its act together, maybe grab that 4th spot, maybe a 3rd spot. Valley View and Southwest, I think, are pretty much. It's going to be hard for them to see any daylight in any scenario. But we'll know more after this week. It's only been 2 games out of a 7-game district season, so we'll know more come Saturday or late Friday night.
Yeah. Who's the one team on the outside? You know, we have Mission, Mercedes, kind of in the hierarchy there. Who's the one team in that 1-1 group, maybe even 0-2 group that can make a move up?
I mean, 1-on-1, Vets has a dynamic offense, one of the best in the Valley. Ed Couch, if it can get its offensive troubles together, it's right up there too. The defense is as strong as any in this district.
They don't seem like they're quite the same team they were last year.
Well, yeah, that's a large part of that is because of the offense. I mean, they had 3 quarterbacks under center the last game, and they probably go with 2 this game from what I'm hearing so far. They still haven't decided who's going to be their starter.
And you know, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have 0.
You have none, exactly. Right. So, I mean, and to be dealing with this halfway through the season, that's probably something Joe Slees. I mean, it's better than the whole violations he's faced with, but still probably you don't want to go against.
I was just a very quick update. This October 31st, they're going to have their day with the SEC, so happy Halloween to everybody in Ed Couch, Elsa. Trick or treat, right?
Yeah, we'll know more about the details. Right now, time and place hasn't been settled. We just know it will be October 31st. More details should be coming October 21st, I believe is what I was
just
told.
had to get that little joke in there, you know, the trick or treat, the cliche.
I will say I thought it was pretty fitting that it was going to be on that day.
Yeah.
So, given all the circumstances behind it.
And now, moving on briefly, 32-5A. Obviously, you don't have any 32-5A people in this room, but obviously Los Fresnos, the Harlingen, and probably Brownsville Veterans are your playoff teams in that district.
We'll see about Harlingen.
Oh, come on. Come on. Harlingen's going to make the playoffs.
Just bad.
They have.
You know, if Pace wins out, they got a chance.
I know, but I know that Pace is eliminated if it loses this week.
They do, yeah. They
Pace
are
is eliminated.
Wow, that's.
I think we're all looking forward to that Pace Porter game in week 10.
I think we all
are.
Some
pressure.
That's the game to
I have some research stats to do, but you know, Los Fresnos, obviously, great segue, guys. Well done. To the top 10, and the big mover was Los Fresnos. And who did they beat last week?
They beat the Harlingen Cardinals, the Valley's #1 team, the Valley's team.
The Valley's team, you know, we didn't see that. We didn't see that coming. I picked Harlingen.
I did not. No.
Actually, Dennis Silva, you picked Los Fresnos.
I did pick Los Fresnos.
I picked Harlingen.
Well, yeah, we all did, except for Dennis. Actually, of all of our Valley panel, at least the monitors panel, Dennis, congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
But obviously, Harlingen, not the team they were in years past.
The team anybody thought.
No,
nobody thought they were going to be 13 and what they were last
13-1,
13-1 to drop this far. You still have good players coming back. You know, they had some decent kids coming up. The Harlingen Mystique, all that's dead, man.
I don't know if it's dead. It's just on a hiatus.
We're 5 weeks and all they've done is beaten 2 Brownsville teams.
I think that period of dominance that they've had, I think that's on the way down. Just kind of put it in a historical perspective. Edinburgh was a dominant team in the 80s, and they started crumbling a little bit as Mission emerged.
Yeah.
Mission was the team kind of in the late 80s, early 90s, in the Valley, and that they had their ascension and descension. And I was gone for like 10 years, but Harlingen's been the team since I've been back. But this thing comes in cycles. I mean, you're just not going to get,
But who's replacing Harlingen at top? Is it Sherryland now?
Well, number one? I think it's too early to tell. And you're going to go through periods of time when you're just not going to have that dominant.
With the multi-school districts at this point, you might not have anybody.
Sherryland's breaking up. Donna's breaking up.
This is the last year for
North. I mean, Edinburgh School District has 4 schools now, and that's that's going to take a lot of replenish. If anyone's going to do it, it'd be like the McAllen schools, simply because they're not expanding anytime soon. Or Los Fresnos, somebody like that.
Fourth year for Gant, third year for Finley in those places. So both of them kind of building up their programs now. They can maybe turn into the next Harlingen.
Or maybe what about Westico or Westico East? There's only 2 of those.
That's true. So
only 2 schools in the city. What about them?
Well, I don't know. One of those teams probably makes a lot of sense. But McCall Memorial, as he said, I mean, they're not that school district's not expanding anytime soon, and they've been pretty good throughout this whole thing of having to deal with dealing with kids from McAllen.
And they've got another new young star coming too.
And
so
they always seem to have another one.
For space.
In spades,
Right. So now just run down the rest of the top 10. Sharyland 1, Donna 2, Harlingen South 3, Los Fresnos 4, Mission 5, Westaco 6, Edinburgh North is 7th, Condomine is 8th, San Benito 9, and then we got half the valley 10th practically. Brownsville Vets, Mac High, Mercedes, Westaco East, four-way tie in top 10. Gotta love it. What does that say? What does that say about the valley? It's just spread out this year. That there's not, there's not a real clear,
I think
list here.
You hate to throw out that word parity, but I think it is, and that's what it is. And I think just overall, I don't think it's a strong year for Valley football.
No.
But it's making it fun. It's making it interesting, especially my district.
I'm already cringing at when you have to start doing the playoff permutations.
I foresee some headache inducing tie-breaking situations. Trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
we'll see how
positive points and all that stuff. Tiebreakers.
PSJ's out.
PSJ's out.
We know that.
And Memorial looks like it's on its way.
Yeah, on their way. One more loss and they're out too.
Yeah,
probably.
tough for the PSJAs. They're in the bottom 3 right now. But anyways, now looking ahead, games to watch. Dennis, we'll start with you. 32-4A. Mission High at Roma. You're going to be at that game, right? You're going all the way out there. What are your thoughts on this one?
From the outside, one would think Mission should have no trouble with Roma, but, the Gladiators, they're playing some different football these days, being a more running team, more ground pound, ball control, that kind of thing. And if they get ahead, I could see where they could cause some trouble for Mission, and I think Mission will win, but I think it'll be a lot closer than people think. And as far as Mission Vets and Ed Couch, I think Mission Vets could easily come in here and could be a blowout with that offense that they have, and with Ed Couch having no idea right now what's going on offense. I think that could be the one-sided affair of the two, and I don't think a lot of people would have said that.
It's funny, people are always complaining about the Ed Couch offense. Always. It seems like ever since I think the last year people weren't, it was like 2008.
Yeah.
Since then, everyone always complaining about the offense. And what is it? Is it because they always have great defense? Why isn't the offense, even close to the same level?
Well, I think before, first 2 games I saw, he just kept going with the same run play that really wasn't working, just same play over and over. He did a lot better adjusting and scrapping that when it wasn't going, and he tried some new things like wildcat plays and stuff like that. But it's one of those things, fans just getting feisty. When they don't see something working and it's not to their satisfaction, they're going to gripe and complain. For the most part, it's fine. I think if you just stuck with the quarterback, let that guy develop it. If it's Noe, if it's Eric, just go with someone, ride him, and just find some way to accommodate his skills around the offense instead of juggling and hoping like something just comes out of nowhere.
That fan base is tough to please. Especially certain fans, parents, teachers, former coaches of nearby schools. But anyways, don't want to say anything.
You already did.
I already said it all. Let's go now to Dave, 31-5A. Every week it seems like there's 3 games that are great to watch, but what's the one game that you would choose?
Well, I like, the San Benito Westaco East is an intriguing one for a lot of reasons. One is it's a big game for Westaco East. It's going to be their first big test in 5A because they're going to face a defense that has a reputation for being strong. And, Westaco East likes to line up and just pound the ball straight at you, and that's kind of what fits into the strength of what San Benito does best defensively. On the flip side is San Benito's offense has been pretty horrid, although last week had a breakout week, and I'm eager to see if they can keep that up.
Westaco East defense, though, has been pretty good this year, too.
Yeah. I just think it's going to be a big test. Yeah, for some reason, I see San Benito grabbing a share of the district championship. I just do. Because I think the only thing that they were lacking is the offense. And I think if that comes around, they have the defense that's going to be able to back that up.
Arturo Coronado's
and he's playing well. He's had a great 2 weeks. And I think he wasn't with the team earlier in the year for health-related reasons, whatever that means. And that's what I was told. But he's with the team now, and he's been playing very well. And I think he was the missing link to that offense. And they actually have some really good athletes at the skill positions. They just weren't able to get them the ball. And I don't know. This is just a funny feeling I have. I don't think they're going to win the championship straight up, but I think they're going to grab a piece of it. It's just something's just telling me that's going to happen.
Already 2 back in the loss column.
That's what I mean. But the thing is, I think that's the way this district is shaping up.
Who knows?
Just to be that crazy.
Yeah.
It could be a tri-championship too.
And then you'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
You'll love that.
I'm just saying that I'm not saying they're going to win it outright because I don't think that's in the cards. But I just see them. I don't know. Something just tells me that they might grab a piece of that.
Yeah. Now, Todd, your game to watch. 35. It doesn't seem like that's quite the spotlight on it this week.
It's not. Next week we'll be able to blow that one up with Sherryland and Donna playing. But all these games are moderately interesting. Sherryland and Donna are playing two teams they should beat in Edinburgh High and Edinburgh Vella. So to see how both of them do before their highly anticipating Super Bowl showdown, to see if they both don't kind of look ahead and take care of business this week. And Thursday we have Paul View and Edinburgh North as stated that both teams kind of fighting for that. But the one I'm looking for is the one that'll be out on Friday night, Wars Lincoln and La Jolla. That's a big game for La Jolla. It's a big game for La Jolla ISD. I want to see what the crowd's like for this game. I want to see how people are into it.
Will there be some sort of pulse at La Jolla ISD Stadium?
I don't know.
Like there has been since the 2007 playoffs. I'm serious.
I know. I want to. La Jolla has 1 and 2. Wars Lincoln's 2 and 2. Both are trying to make the playoffs. If they both want to make the playoffs, they both have to win this game. They both can't really fall to that 3-4 loss because they still got to play Sharon down a couple more times. They still have a couple losses coming on their schedule. So if both of them want to make it, the winner of this game is going to have a chance. The loser's probably going to be out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes.
You sort of did a decent job selling this game.
Trying to, yeah.
35-8, not much.
I want to give La Jolla a little pub here. I mean, they haven't. The Hound football has not been going since that playoff game.
And that 2007 La Jolla team went 4-6, by the way, and snuck into the playoffs.
Back when you were a young pup reporter.
I was a very young pup reporter. Yeah.
Tell us some stories.
I am not, but all I know is I had a hairline at that point. I do not anymore.
Never mind.
Yeah, we won't be playing the past game. Just very quickly, I am entitled to say a game I have to watch, and I have a strange curiosity for Harlingen High at Brownsville Pace.
You gonna go?
I'm not going to be going. I'm going to be in the office.
You should go.
I wish I could. I'm just interested to see what Harlingen's going to show. If they're going to challenge the 85-0 from Rowe a few weeks ago.
True or false? Will Brownsville Pace score more than a safety in this game?
False. That is absolutely false.
Another zero's coming.
I hate to say it.
I think they're going to get an extra point.
So they're going to lose like 60-1.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to block and 60-2. They're going to block.
They're going to use Canadian rules.
Yeah, they are.
Rouge. They'll get a rouge.
They will get a rouge.
They're going to score before the end of the year.
I want to see. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see Pace score a touchdown.
And you got to give it to the kids. I mean, they're young kids and they're undersized and they're inexperienced and they're still going out there and they're playing.
Yeah, I got to give them credit, but I think this is going to be a very rough game for them, even rougher than most. I think Harlingen is going to be very ticked off.
Yes. Anybody from Brownsville ISD, any of the people who put them in this situation, any of the school board members,
I think the school board members and the
I need to be there cheering this team on.
No, I think they should put pads on and have to play this game. I think
the
that would be
school board members.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Someone should write about that.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. That'd be that'd be fantastic. But I think on that note, before anyways, I think it's time to call it a day. I'm Brian Sandalo. That's Todd Orodanker, Dave Hinojosa, and Dennis Silva. Thanks for listening, and talk to you next week.